Most people discover the law of attraction and feel hope for the first time in a long time. They start visualizing. They write affirmations. They try to think positive. And then, nothing happens. Or maybe something small shifts and then disappears. And they're left wondering, is this even real? Or is it just wishful thinking dressed up in spiritual language? Here's what most people don't understand. The law of attraction is not a technique. It's a law. It works whether you believe in it or not. So why do so many people experience manifestation blocks? Why does someone do everything right and still feel stuck? The problem is never the law itself. The problem is invisible resistance, blocks that live inside your belief system and quietly cancel out everything you're trying to attract. Before we go deeper, if this is already resonating with you, take a second to like this video. It helps this message reach people who are going through the same thing. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 6 of the most powerful manifestation techniques that exist. Not just what they are, but why most people get them wrong, and how they actually feel when they're working. We're going from number 6 all the way down to number 1. The last one is the one most people avoid. It's also the one that changes everything. Let's get into it. Technique 6, gratitude. Let's start with the one that sounds the simplest. And because it sounds simple, most people never take it seriously enough. Gratitude. What it actually is? Gratitude is not just saying thank you. It's a vibrational frequency. When you feel genuinely grateful, your entire nervous system shifts. Your body relaxes. Your mind opens. Your energetic state changes. The law of attraction responds to your frequency, not your words. Gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration without doing anything complicated. Why most people fail? Gratitude becomes a habit without feeling. They write, "I'm grateful for my health" every morning, while their mind is already thinking about everything that's wrong. They say the words. They don't feel the truth behind them. And energy follows feeling, not language. That's one of the most common manifestation blocks people never identify. Going through the motions without the emotion. And without the emotion, the frequency doesn't shift. The right way. Stop listing. Pick one thing, just one. Stay with it long enough to actually feel it. Think about that one thing, a person, a moment, something you have right now. And let yourself feel what it would be like to lose it. Then bring it back. That contrast activates real gratitude, not as a concept, as a feeling in your body. How it feels when it's working. You stop feeling like life is happening to you. You start feeling like life is happening for you. That shift from victim to conscious creator is not small, it's everything. Technique 5, affirmations. Affirmations are probably the most misused tool in the entire law of attraction space. What they actually are. Affirmations are statements designed to reprogram your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between something that's really happening and something you're vividly telling it is happening. But here's what nobody tells you. Affirmations work through identity, through self-concept. The goal isn't repetition. The goal is to shift who you believe you are. Why most people fail? They repeat statements their brain immediately rejects. I am wealthy. I am beautiful. Everything always works out for me. And their subconscious goes, no, you're not. That's not true. Your subconscious mind is always louder than your conscious intention. If there's a conflict between what you're saying and what you believe, belief wins. Every single time. This is what creates self-sabotage. Not a lack of effort, not bad luck, a belief system that contradicts what you're trying to manifest. The right way. Don't force a belief you don't have. Close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Instead of, I am rich, try, I am becoming more financially aware and capable every day. Instead of, I am confident, try, I am learning to trust myself more than I used to. These feel true. Your subconscious accepts them, They start reshaping your self-concept, and your self-concept shapes every decision you make, every risk, every opportunity, every identity shift. That's what changes your outer reality. How it feels when it's working. You catch yourself speaking differently about yourself. You stop saying, "I always mess things up," or "that's just how I am." That inner narrative shift is the affirmation working at the level that matters. Technique 4. Visualization. Visualization is the technique almost everyone has heard of, and almost everyone does it in a way that produces zero results. What it actually is, visualization is using your imagination to create an emotional experience of your desired reality before it physically arrives. Your subconscious mind cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Your higher self already knows the version of you who has what you want. Visualization is how you close the gap between who you are now and who that is. Why most people fail. They visualize like they're watching a movie. They see themselves in the scene from the outside. That creates emotional distance. You're observing your dream life. You're not in it. And that distance is a manifestation block most people never notice. The right way. Visualize from the first person. You are inside the experience. You're not watching yourself walk into your dream home. You are walking through the door. You feel the texture of the handle. You smell the air inside. You feel what you'd feel if this was just your normal life. The goal is not excitement. The goal is naturalness. Like it's already done. Already real. Already yours. How it feels when it's working. Your desired reality starts to feel less like a fantasy and more like a memory. You think about what you want to attract, with quiet confidence instead of desperate longing. That shift, from longing to knowing, is the signal the technique is taking root. If you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. And if you're serious about understanding how this actually works, subscribe to the channel, because this is what we talk about here, not surface-level motivation, real inner transformation. Technique 3. Scripting. Scripting is one of the most underrated techniques in this entire list. And once you understand why it works, you'll want to do it every day. What it actually is, scripting is writing in your journal as if your desired reality has already happened. Not as a wish, not as a prayer, as a fact. I woke up this morning feeling so grateful for where I am. The phone call I received yesterday changed everything. People around me have noticed how much I've grown. Writing activates a different level of emotional engagement than thinking. You slow down, you get specific, you create details, and details are what build an abundance mindset, the feeling that this life is not a dream, but an inevitability. Why most people fail? They write it like a wish list. I want to feel abundant. I hope things get better. That's the energy of lack, of distance. And the law of attraction reflects your dominant energy back to you. The resistance is in the wanting. The moment you want something, you're also declaring you don't have it. That's a subtle but powerful manifestation block. The right way, when you script as if it's already happened, you're not asking, you're remembering. And there's a completely different vibrational frequency between asking and remembering. Write for 10 to 15 minutes. Let the words come. Get into the feeling as you write. How it feels when it's working. You feel oddly calm about your desires. Not detached, calm, like it's on its way, and you're okay with the timing. That calm is the frequency of someone who already knows how their story ends. And when you operate from that frequency, you manifest faster, not because you're forcing it, because you're no longer blocking it. Technique 2. Acting. As if this is the technique that moves people from internal work to external reality. And most people misunderstand it completely. What it actually means. Acting as if means making decisions and carrying yourself the way the version of you who already lives in your desired reality would. Not pretending, not faking it, embodying. It's an identity shift. You're choosing to operate from your higher self right now, in this moment, with what you already have. Why most people fail. They think acting as if means spending money they don't have. or forcing themselves to smile when they feel terrible. That's performance, and performance creates resistance, not alignment. The right way. Acting as if is about the quiet decisions, the ones nobody sees. The person who already has financial abundance doesn't panic at unexpected expenses. They problem solve. They stay calm. You can practice that response right now, even before the abundance arrives. Ask yourself throughout the day, how would the person I'm becoming handle this? And make that choice, even in the smallest moments, especially in the smallest moments. How it feels when it's working. The gap between your current self and your future self starts to close. Not because the outside world has changed yet, but because your inner world has. And that shift in your inner world is what starts to attract what you want into your outer experience. Technique 1. Letting go. This is the one most people avoid, because it sounds like giving up. And it's not. What letting go actually is, letting go is surrender, not weakness, surrender. It's releasing your attachment to the outcome, trusting the process, trusting that the universe is working in your favor even when you can't see how. This is where divine timing becomes real. And it only becomes real when you stop trying to force your own timeline. Why most people fail. When you hold your desire too tightly, you're operating from a frequency of lack. You're checking, you're waiting, you're obsessing over the result. And that attachment to the outcome tells the universe, tells your subconscious that you don't actually believe it's coming. Because if you believed it was already done, you'd be at peace. Think about it this way. If you ordered something and you know it's being shipped, you don't check the tracking every 10 minutes in a panic. You go about your day because you know it's coming. Letting go is that knowing. The right way. Do the inner work, the visualization, the scripting, the affirmations. Then fill your life with presence, with things that make you feel alive right now. Not as a distraction, as a genuine signal to the universe that you are whole, that you don't need this desire to arrive to feel good. Paradoxically, that's exactly when things start to move. How it feels when it's working. Signs from the universe start appearing. Opportunities that feel like coincidences. People who say exactly what you needed to hear at exactly the right moment. That's not luck. That's alignment. That's what conscious creation feels like when it's fully activated. None of these techniques are magic tricks. They're tools for shifting the most powerful thing in your life. Your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, your vibrational frequency, your identity. This is the real work of spiritual awakening. Not just believing in something greater, but becoming someone greater. When your inner world shifts, everything around you begins to shift too. Not because the world is magic, but because you are different. A different you makes different choices, notices different signs from the universe, attracts different experiences. The question is never, does this work? The question is always, am I actually doing this, or am I just thinking about doing it? Pick one technique from this video, just one, and practice it with intention for the next 7 days. See what shifts. Then come back and comment which technique you chose. I read every single one. And if you're on this path of growth, alignment, and becoming a new version of yourself, subscribe, because this is just the beginning.